guys. You guys just think I'm just a sports guy who likes to play video games and maybe likes to just eat food on camera, which I guess is all very true. But no, I have a lot of other interests, which movies is a huge interest of mine. I'm definitely a huge movie person. Definitely not super into TV shows, but movies I definitely love. So in tonight's video, we're just going to be rating, reviewing, taking a look at some random movies that we find, maybe thinking about some of the ones in my head, maybe my favorite movies of all time, just doing some random movie reviews and maybe talk about the ones that I saw even last year. So with that being said, make sure of course you like the video. If you do like the video, liking the video is the best thing that you can possibly do to help out this channel. It really means a lot to me. And also, yeah, comment down below if you're excited for this video. Maybe your favorite movie from last year, your favorite movie of all time, a movie that you would like me to review, a movie that I should watch, anything like that, definitely let it be known. Alrighty, so instead of doing like just me picking out random movies and doing it all on my own, a lot of you actually recommend me doing a app called Letterboxd. I think that's what it's called, Letterboxd. Now apparently this app is for movie review people who like to think they know a lot about movies, or people who just like to just categorize movies, put movies in like a list, remember movies that are good, remember movies that are bad, recommend movies to friends. It's pretty much like a movie app for people who like movies. I just created an account because I never heard of this app before some people were recommending it to me, and it says here, would you like to browse our most popular films and tell us what you've watched and liked? So I guess, okay, cool. Oh, okay, then it gives you like a list of movies. You can say you watched it, you liked it, you can rate it, you can add it to a watch list. That's actually kind of cool. Now, of course, I have seen a pretty hefty amount of these movies before, so let's take a look at some of these movies and see how I think about them. Of course, the first movies they're gonna give is probably the movie they're probably sponsored to advertise all the time. It's probably maybe the biggest movie of last year is Barbie. Yes, I did watch Barbie, so I guess you just click on watch. Okay, so you watched it. Now, did you like it? I think I'll save that for last. Let's rate it first. Well, Barbie was, of course, a very different movie than what I was expecting it to be. Barbie was, for sure, a movie I thought that I was going to be very cringed and trying to watch it, but I actually pretty enjoyed it. I think the story was interesting. Obviously, it was a completely different sort of storyline than I thought it was going to be. It was witty. It had some pretty funny moments, some pretty what the heck is happening moments. It's definitely a movie that's very tailored toward, I can't believe I'm saying this, a younger generation. It's definitely catered toward that, but still had a lot of things for young adults, older people, and had a good mixture of everything. And then the underlying story of Barbie was nice. I actually really enjoyed it. Some of the moments were really cool. Obviously, the music in the movie is what everyone's talking about, being just Ken. That song is amazing. Sometimes I still hum it in my head, in my mind. Sometimes I still listen to it in my brain. It's gonna be stuck in there forever probably, but that's totally fine. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Is there parts of the movies that I didn't like, that I thought was kind of weird and like a little like, oh my god, oh no. Yes, of course, but what movies kind of don't have that? Let's see, if I had to give Barbie a rating on 5 stars, I'd probably give it, oh, you can give it half stars too, that's kind of cool. I'd probably give it 4 stars. I think it was good. I've recommended it to friends, so I guess that's also kind of like a, hey, probably should give it a pretty extra amount of stars, because I have already recommended it to people. I recommended it to my dad. He was like, wait, you actually saw it? I'm like, yeah, it wasn't too bad. And he also thought it wasn't too bad either after seeing it. So, okay, next up we have the movie Parasite. Whoa, Parasite from 2019. That's crazy that this movie has already come out a handful of years ago. I think it won Best Picture for that year in 2019. This movie I saw one time. I don't really remember it that well. I know it's obviously a foreign film and it had a lot of craze, a lot of buzz, so of course I had movie I'm like craving to watch again, and I have to see it a couple more times, and this and this and that. Yeah, I mean, I would watch it again, but it's not like I have to watch again. Have I watched it ever since the first time I've seen it? No. Would I? I mean, I guess. Does it have like any like super memorable moments? Not really, but it does have some pretty good scenes. Again, I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not going to like spoil the movie, because again, it is a good one. But Parasite for me wasn't a movie that I like super thoroughly enjoyed, and that's how I feel about with all like Academy acclaimed, Oscar winning movies for, I guess, not all the time, but sometimes a little percentage of the time. They're not like movies I absolutely love. I probably gave Parasite like a 3.5 out of 4. Now that might be crazy because I know I give Barbie a higher rating, but I think Barbie's just a little bit more easier to watch, a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun. I like movies like that. So again, this is just my own opinion, but I like the movie. I did like the movie, of course. Next movie is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Whoa. This movie was trippy. I haven't seen this movie. The rating, I'm already gonna say it. It's, ooh man. I would probably give this like a 4.5 out of 5. I actually really like this movie. I've seen it like 2.5 times. I watched it almost a third time, but I kind of just had it on in the background, and it's trippy. The first time I watched it, I was thoroughly confused. I had no idea what was going on, so the second time I watched it, I kind of understand it a little bit more, and the acting in this movie is amazing. Super, super great. I thought it definitely kind of carried the movie. The dialogue is kind of, again, like kind of everywhere. It's kind of fast-paced and kind of everywhere. You kind of have to like really, I guess, kind of like the whole plot of the movie is like opening your mind. You gotta be very clean-slated, not kind of come into the movie with any expectations, because it is a movie that is just kind of everywhere. Next up we have Fight Club. This one I can do kind of quickly. Have I seen Fight Club? Yes, I have Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club though. Ha ha ha. I wonder if that was like a funny joke back in like the 90s, or I guess early 2000s. I don't know. What would I give Fight Club? I might give Fight Club like 4 stars. Really like Fight Club. That's a really good, solid movie. I think it's just one of those movies where you've seen it so many times that it's not like it doesn't have the same effect. Like if I maybe have only seen a Fight Club 2-3 times, I'd probably think it'd be one of the, oh my god, this is amazing. But I've seen Fight Club so many times. But still, is it a great movie? Absolutely yes. I really like Fight Club. Again, acting amazing. The scenes in the movie are iconic, are awesome. We've all probably seen some like still pictures, even if you've never seen the movie, not even born around the time, you've seen clips and scenes and poster shots of this movie. It's iconic. It's definitely a pretty iconic film. Next up we have Joker, which, oh my goodness, yes, I have seen Joker. Wow, Joker. Wow. To me, in my opinion, oh man, like this movie, when I first watched it, was just so, like, it's one of those few movies where I actually felt some really real emotion in the theater. It only happens every once in a while. I can't even remember, God, the last time it happened like that, where you get into a theater, you're sitting in your seat, and you just feel like you're kind of like goosebumps, tingly, almost getting like ASMR, not really ASMR, but you know, getting tingly, hair standing up. Like, this movie made me feel, and I think that's so rare for a film to actually do, especially nowadays with the conglomerate that movies are. They're just throwing movies at your face. Honestly, Joker to me, it's a 5-star movie. It's one of my favorite movies of the past handful of years, and I've seen it a pretty decent amount of times, but not enough to really sort of stagger my feeling on it like I would Fight Club. It's absolutely amazing. I can't wait for the second one. I hope they do it justice. Next up we have Interstellar. I mean, Interstellar is a 5-star movie already. I cannot even think about a movie that has been so iconically talked about and praised, and the music and the scenery and just everything about this movie is amazing. It's crazy that this movie is already 10 years old. Do I like it? Yes, of course I like Interstellar. It's just a movie movie that, if you haven't seen it, you have to see it. Like Joker, I guess you have to be maybe like a certain type of movie guy, maybe something this or that, movie person, maybe you have to enjoy things. No. Interstellar is a movie that everyone has to see. It is an iconic movie. Some people say it's the best movie, their favorite movie, a top movie of all time. I would agree with that. I think it is, and man, I think it's going to be one of those movies in like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, maybe 100 years from now, we see it get remade and just added to that spectacular scenery and special effects and everything. Next up we have, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That is pretty nice. I think this is obviously like the first, Into the Spider-Verse or Spider-Man Spider-Verse movies, whatever you want to call it. Did I see this movie? Yes, I did see this movie. What would I give it a rating of? I think I would rate this movie out of 5. I think I'd give it 4 stars. I don't want to spoil it, but the second movie I did like a little bit more. I think it is such a interesting twist. Yes, I liked the movie, by the way. I think it is such an interesting twist to a Spider-Man genre that's being made right now currently with the MCU and Spider-Man, Tom Holland, but also just in the movie aspect genre of just like visually looking at a movie screen but feeling like you're reading and looking through a comic book. I think is amazing. Like seeing someone get hit in, pow, crash, bang, that sort of vibe. The colors, the effects, the music. Like Sunflower by Post Malone is like one of my favorite songs of all time, and it comes from this movie, so maybe I will up the rating a little bit. But I love it, the story of Miles Morales finally being told. I've only really known Miles Morales from the comic books, and that's like, I knew the name Miles Morales, I knew he was like an alternate universe Spider-Man, and that was it. That's all I knew. But finally getting to learn more and more about Miles Morales was actually super sick, and now everyone knows about him, and it adds a great character to everyone to know and love. We have Knives Out. Now this is actually a movie I haven't seen. Kind of surprising. I know it has like a lot of great actors and actresses in the movie. I know they have like some spin-offs on like Netflix and stuff, but apparently I think it's supposed to be some sort of like Guess Who, like murder mystery type of movie. I already know who, what happens, so that's why I haven't watched the movie, because it got spoiled for me. A shout out to the internet. Love the internet, but I didn't get a chance to watch it and experience it because I already know what happens. But even just looking at the cast, I absolutely need to watch this movie at some point in time, but I just haven't because I already know what happens, which is kind of sad. Ooh, we have the Batman. Oh man, yes, I did watch this Batman movie. What would I give this Batman movie a rating of? Oh man. Do I want? I think as of right now, I'll give it a 4. I might talk myself into making it a higher rating than that. But Robert Pattinson, wow, did a pretty good job with what he was given with a DC universe that is just craving something new. And they got it with this movie. I was a huge not fan of Ben Affleck as Batman. I feel like he was playing it too cookie cutter, and I wanted something new and different. That's what Christian Bale's Batman did for me. It wasn't very, white guy, millionaire. It wasn't like anything like that. It was more of like he was more rugged and more into the city, and like you can actually feel like the love of the city with Christian Bale's Batman. With I don't know what they were doing with the Ben Affleck one, but with this Robert Pattinson Batman, I'm definitely not saying I'm getting the same vibe as like a Christian Bale, but like you're getting a more rugged, darker, more into like the mind of a Batman that's been beaten down, shunned away. Sort of like a start to the Batman story that we did see a little bit with Christian Bale's, but a little bit further into that story. And I've always loved the Batman Beginning movie with Christian Bale, the first Batman movie. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. So adding to that story is absolutely awesome. The villain, the Riddler in this movie is absolutely psychotic. It's eerie, it's super dark, and it actually, in the movie theater, I was thinking to myself, what the hell am I I watching? This is being shown in a movie theater. The movie is way too long. I think there was too much little things that they added. There was just some scenes in the movie where you're just kind of sitting there thinking, okay, when's the next part? When's the next part? And I'm not saying that, you know, ADHD brain or anything like that, but there were just parts in the movie that actually took way too long. But I still really liked it. Oh, we have La La Land. Oh, jeez. I have seen it. Do I like La La Land? I am a sucker for a musical. I do love, you know, like Disney. I love like theater stuff. You know, I've seen like Dear Evan Hansen and like Tick Tick Boom, movies like that. So I do like some good music in my movies. It's okay. I'd probably give it like a 3.5 star. Again, this movie got a lot of buzz when it first came out, and the acting in it is kind of iffy. It's kind of whatever. I think it's definitely not like Ryan Gosling's like best show ever. I think Emma Stone does do a very good job in the movie, but like again, it winning like, you know, all these awards and being so praised. When I first watched it, I was like, wait, this is the movie that everyone was like praising over back in 2016. It's it's a good movie, but not like, again, it's not like as crazy as I thought it was gonna be. Well, we have Get Out. Oh man, watched it, liked it, of course. A lot of these movies I have seen. What would I Get Out? You know what? Kind of controversial. Get Out for me might only be like a 3.5 star. With Get Out, I feel like if I only saw it 1 or 2 times, maybe 3 times, I would think this movie is a lot better than what it was. But after seeing it like a handful of times, because I did like it so much, again, it kind of lost its pizzazz, its flair to me. And, you know, the twist, I guess, at the ending is really cool. But after watching it a couple times, it actually is kind of like obvious of like what's gonna happen, which, I mean, I guess it's kind of the whole point of the movie, but still it kind of loses that aspect for me. I think it's great. I think obviously it's like a horror thriller movie that everyone should watch. I think everyone should watch it, of course, but like it's still something that after you watch it a couple times, you're like, it is what it is. Then we have Oppenheimer, which I still have not seen Oppenheimer. I keep hearing like mixed reviews on Oppenheimer. Some people think it's absolutely amazing. Some people think it's too long, boring, and drawn out. Some people think the acting in it is amazing. Some people think it's very much, you know, scientific dialogue and things that, you know, you don't really care about too much. And I don't know, I just need to find like a good handful of hours I can just sit down and watch it in front of my screen. I have no idea if you can even find it on like a streaming service, but when it is on a streaming service, I'll have to give it a look. Wow, Midsummer, holy cow, there are so many movies on here, man, this is crazy. We definitely need to do a part 2 of this. Let's see, Midsummer, again, is like a thriller that I didn't really understand the craze about it. I would give it 3.5. That's probably a very spicy take, but at least to me, when I first watched it, it wasn't like a super scary movie. It wasn't like a super thrilling movie. It didn't really have me like the edge of my seat. Visually, it's beautiful. The acting is kind of iffy on it, but it's still pretty great. The music was really good. I think it builds up very well. The story kind of like crescendos in a very nice, beautiful way, I guess you want to call it that. But it's still a movie that I just watched and was like, oh, this movie got a lot of hype, and I think it's a little too overhyped in my opinion. I mean, Dark Knight is just 5 star. Do we need to go into the Dark Knight? No, I don't think we do. Heath Ledger, Christian Bale, well, I guess Heath Ledger by himself, like, my god, just taking a character and making it his own, taking a character and creating an entire genre around a character. It's so iconic that, you know, only a handful of actors ever in the history of acting have ever done something like that, where they take an iconic character and make it their own character and make it even better and bigger than what it ever would be, ever. Heath Ledger, his acting, I guess, tactics in this film, trying to get prepared for it, is just, it's legendary, and it's insane. This movie is just, it's the, maybe the best superhero film of all time. It's one of my favorite films of all time. It's everyone's one of their favorite films of all time. Yeah. Inception, good, 4-star. It's one of those movies where I've only ever seen it like 2 times because I know if I keep watching the movie, it's gonna lose that flair. It's gonna lose that mystery, that ambition, that pizzazz it has. So I've tried to actually stay away to watch it multiple times, which is probably a good thing because that movie still hits pretty hard for me. Is it a little bit overrated? I think yes. I think the acting in it is still kind of like, what the heck is going on? But still, I think it's a pretty great movie. The music is also pretty underrated in my opinion. Oh, they actually do have Spiderman Across the Spider-Verse. Okay. Yeah, saw it, liked it. I would give it probably 4.5 stars. This movie was really good. Really good. Pretty much all things I said about the original one that I just talked about, but better. I think the voice acting just gets a little bit more crisp. It's a little bit more on point in this movie. All the cameos in this movie made me blew my mind. Anyways, guys, there's so many movies we still have to go through. The Grand Budapest Hotel, never seen that one. Oh my god, Spider-Man No Way Home, The Truman Show, Wolf of Wall Street, never seen Lady Bird, American Psycho, The Menu, oh, Spirited Away, Gone Girl. Oh my god, there are just so many movies on here that I absolutely love. Oh, Avengers Infinity War, oh man. Endgame, okay, I have to stop, okay. First of all, make sure you guys like the video. If you guys like the video, I thought it was kind of fun just to sort of sit here and scroll through this thing. I didn't know it was going to be like this, where it's kind of like a, not like a Tinder swiping thing, but like, you know, you can swipe through a bunch of movies. It's actually kind of fun. I might just do this by myself on my own, rate these movies, think about these movies, kind of put them in categories and stuff. That's pretty rad, but I didn't know I was going to like it this much. So if you like this movie, like this video about movies, make sure to like the video and comment down below if I should do this again. Comment down below your favorite movie, a movie that I should see, maybe your own rating and reviews of these movies that we went through today. Yeah, if we should do a part 2, definitely let me know. And yeah, I love ya, and I'll see you again in another video very soon.